Hello and welcome to a new day with Susan. I'm your host, and I have with me today Katrina Sawa, who is an award-winning international speaker and business coach known as the JumpStart Your Business Coach because she literally kicks her clients and their businesses into high gear and fast. She is the creator of the JumpStart Your Marketing System and author of Love Yourself Successful. She's been featured on the Oprah and Friends XMRadio network, ABC, and the CW. Katrina built the foundation for a highly successful coaching business 15 years ago on nothing but networking and follow-up. And she now loves helping other entrepreneurs create a strategy to develop, market, and monetize business that you're passionate about and one that fits the kind of lifestyle that you want to live. So let me welcome Katrina and thank you for being on my show today.
Thanks for having me, Susan. This is going to be fun.
Yes, I know. I'm so excited. So what is it that got you into becoming an international speaker and business coach?
Well, the international speaker was by accident because I had no idea what I was doing. Are you kidding me? And then all of a sudden you're on a podcast and there's people. I mean, technically you're an international speaker right now. If anybody across the pond or anywhere else sees us, well, I'm an international speaker. So technically, but no, I have spoken in Canada before and nowhere else in person. So, but that's what's fun. And then what was the other, you asked me how I got started?
What got you into this?
So I was I've been in sales and marketing for a long, long time. And I mean, my first job was ice cream scooper at Thrifty's, and I would always try to sell people up from one scoop to 2 or 3, right? So always looking to sell up, or, I was in retail. I've been in a lot of different jobs, and I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur at some point. I just never knew what I wanted to do. And I find that a lot happens with a lot of other people who want to start their own business, but they don't know what to do. So luckily, I was in advertising sales, was one of my last jobs, and for the newspaper, the local newspaper. And that was a long time ago when people still read the newspaper.
Right.
And I would just go into lots of different businesses, cold calling, and I found a lot of them really didn't know what they were doing in their marketing. They knew their business and what they were, like, their product and service, but they had no idea how to build a database or keep in touch with customers. And so I realized I knew a lot having to do with building a business.
Yeah.
And so that's what my first business coach advised me to do, because it was either a gift basket company or a marketing coach.
Nice. And you're like, I'll do it all.
Yeah.
Nice. I love it.
Business and marketing is much more profitable than a gift basket company. No offense to the gift basket companies, but yeah.
Right. And how has it been just working on, for yourself and being able to coach your clients are you coaching them in starting a new business, or what is your main focus?
Yeah, I work with people in all levels of their business. It's mostly about the jumpstart, right? So it's about jumpstarting your business wherever you are. Some people have an idea, and we need to figure out what they're selling and who it's for and get the foundation set up and do all the startup stuff. Some people have already started and they're kind of doing this and doing that, but it's not really successful. And we need to figure out what's missing, how to fix it, and how to really actually do some of the startup stuff like foundational, and figure out how to really make the money coming in, right? And then there's people that have been in business for quite some time or making money, but they're working too darn hard. And so we need to figure out better systems or technology, or even add team to their business so that they can have more freedom, which is why we all get in the business in the first place, right? But a lot of people work too hard. And so there's various levels that I can see the holes or the opportunities of where to either make more money, be more efficient, or stop working so hard. So,
yeah. Well, I know when we were talking about doing this interview, you gave me a great tip on scheduling my speaker calls through a scheduling system, and I had not thought of that. So
Oh my gosh.
I implemented that.
Oh, good. Yay.
Yes. Because there's days I'm like, I'll either miss a call or I need to reschedule, and it's a lot. So why not simplify it? So thank you for that tip.
I call it being in manual labor chaos.
Yeah, that's a good name.
A lot of us are in manual labor chaos, doing this, doing that, especially like I go to a lot of trade shows and get people to fill out, drawing slips and things. And who's going to enter all this data, right? You're in manual labor chaos. So there's lots of systems or strategies or things you can do in technology now to help you streamline and systematize, because we're all working way too hard.
That's so right. And nobody wants to work too hard. They'd like to have more fun,
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I mean, when you think about it, a lot of business owners, they go into business for that, that freedom of time to do more things with their family. But I know in the beginning of when I started my business, the overwork and all that, I was exhausted, and it was like, oh, do I want to do this?
Yeah. Well, and I have people that become clients who have been in business for 7 years, sometimes longer, and have never taken a vacation.
Oh, you're kidding.
No,
wow.
I'm not kidding. Crazy. And they're burned out. They love what they do, but they're like tired, right? Or they're just constantly, can you imagine never taking a vacation for 7 years? Maybe a 3-day here and there, or a day off on a holiday or whatever, but nothing else significant.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even imagine that. Oh my God.
And then you get burnt out on your business, even like you forget your why and what your purpose was.
Right. We can't have you doing that.
No. So tell me, what are a couple of the biggest obstacles that you see with people in starting their business?
Well, they think they know this is what happened to me, is I thought, oh, I know what to do, and I know what I need to do. And 3 years into my business, I'm like, okay, how come it's happening so fast? What's going on? Where's the money? And come to find out, we don't know everything. We don't know what we don't know. Just like you didn't see the scheduler opportunity, right? Yeah. When 400 other people would probably have seen it too. It's not just me, but we're just too close to stuff sometimes. So we're too close to our own businesses and our own ideas to be able to see what else is possible or what's missing or where the holes and opportunities are. Mm-hmm. And you got to get some outside eyeballs on your business. I always tell people, I got to get my hands on your business, because I just want to see what's wrong. I want to fix it. Like, that's what I really want to do with people, is I want to fix it, because not that I want to take control or anything. It's just that I see people working too hard and not making the kind of money they should be making. Therefore, they're not as happy as they want to be in their relationships, in their business, and in their life. And they're not taking care of themselves effectively because they're working too hard. And so I see being able to fix their business, being able to make them more happy. I see happiness as the result of me fixing their business. So
kidding. That's really amazing, and a contribution, really. So what is your recommendation for people who are dealing with those types of obstacles?
The obstacles of not asking for help, or well, that's kind of where the kicking in the butt comes in handy. No, I do it with love. I do it very gentle with love, but I mean, you can't force somebody to get help. So unfortunately, I have to watch people fall down, make mistakes, waste thousands of dollars or months of time just watching them in my local area. Like, I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. Why didn't you come to me 10 months ago or whatever? It's like, so I have to watch it, and it pains me. It really does pain me to watch that, because
do you think it's like a money issue, or just they're getting in their own way?
Well, I think a lot of people think it's a money issue. I think, however, there's a lot of options. I mean, I have options from $20 to $100 to $20,000 and
Yeah.
everything in between. So I don't really care what and nobody has a budget for help, right? They're like, oh, but they're going to go out and buy a brand new TV, or they're going to go out to dinner 3 nights a week. So where are your priorities? You know, do you really want to do what you say you want to do? Then stop eating out, cook some chicken, and hire a coach, or go to a workshop, or buy an ebook or something. I know there's a lot of free. The other thing, the big mistake is there's a lot of free information on the internet. Right?
Mm-hmm.
People think, oh, I'm just going to go on YouTube and watch a video, or I'm going to get this free thing, and then they've got all these little free things. So imagine like a whole buffet table of 20 different free things, right? And they're all different topics and different ideas. And maybe there's 5 things on how to do this one thing, like how to add speaking in your business, for example. Mm-hmm. There's 5 different freebies on that. 5 different opinions, frankly, 5 different what you should do first opinions. Okay. So if you listen to all 5 of them, you're like, well, I don't even know what to do now, because all 5 people say different things and I don't even know where to start. So I'm not going to do it at all.
Yeah.
So listening to free stuff is not necessarily the best strategy. Of course, we want to start there, but then you got to pick somebody. So out of these 5 people that you're listening to about the thing you want to learn, pick one and hire them as a mentor. I don't care if it's me or somebody else, but pick one and then stop listening to the others and follow one strategy. Of course, you want to hire someone that's successful at what they're teaching, etc. But I don't know why I went on a tangent like that, but that's what I see. I see people just getting free, and thinking that that's going to solve all their problems. The second part of that is that they don't know which order of importance to put those things in. So they don't know which order of importance to implement in their business. So they might think, okay, here's the 20 things I need to do: speaking, blogging, social media, Facebook Live, I'm going to do the blogging thing first. Well, that's not going to make you any money. I'm sorry. That's the wrong thing to put first, but you don't know what you don't know. So you pick blogging because you don't want to be on video because you're scared of video, and you don't know what to do on the speaking gig. So you don't do a speaking gig. So you're going to pick blogging because you're happy to write an article behind your computer and not talk to anybody. Yeah. But that's just illogical. So yeah, I like
it sounds like a lot of mindset stuff, really.
It is.
Some fears and procrastination, and that's what I hear and all that. And I hear your passion for, what you're committed to and what you're a stand for is people having that break from all that mind stuff, so that they can really focus on what matters to them, while you or whoever it is that they would hire could actually, do those things that they know how to do, so that you are freed up, so that you can actually create something that is meaningful from why you even started in the first place. So I think that's amazing. So what is, tell us more about your author book of Love Yourself Successful. Tell me more about that.
So that book came about a few years ago when I discovered that it wasn't just me who was unhappy in my personal life, because when I figured out how unhappy I was, I looked to my clients and I realized, a lot of them are unhappy. That's why they're not doing the marketing things that I'm telling them to do, because they're unhappy. So we have to figure out how to fix the personal life sometimes in order to be happier and more expressed in our business, so that the right clients come through, and or so that we have the energy and the motivation level to actually go do the things that need to get done, revenue producing activities, right? So it was my own journey of leaving my first starter marriage, and because he wasn't supportive of me doing a business. He was a great guy, but we just grew apart. I wanted to go over here and he wanted to stay here, and he didn't want to come with me. So I was like, well, I don't want to stay here either. So we just grew apart, and I left, and then I did all the dating thing. And I'm one of those people that really thrives on being in love in a relationship. And it's not easy for me to be happy and single, which some people are. Some people are also in denial about being happy and single, but some people are genuinely happy and single, and that's fine. But but I had to go through a whole bunch of transformation in my own self about how I was being in relationships and how I wanted to be in relationships in order to find the man of my dreams, who I'm now married to, who it was a long journey. And when I discovered that the things that I didn't do and clients I wasn't attracting and how the revenue wasn't as abundant, let's say, when I wasn't happy, I looked to my clients and whoop, it was a very mirror image of what they were going through. Many of them were going through, not all of them, but so the Love Yourself Successful is about the 4 types of love that you want to focus on in order to make a lot more money in your business. And people ignore them thinking, oh, I just need to focus on the money and the business. And then they ignore this over here, the love stuff. And it's a mistake.
Yeah. So what are the 4 things? Now I'm curious.
So we've got love for self. You have to love yourself, right? I mean, every once in a while we've got an extra couple pounds we're not happy with, or, whatever, get the bad haircut, whatever. But you ultimately have to love who you are and who you are being. So love for self, love in what you do, love for what you do. So making sure that you're not in a job that you hate going, oh God, I have to go to work again. Oh, I just want to quit, right? Making sure that you are in a business that you're really super passionate about, not just one like, well, I sell these pads of paper. If you would like one, I can give you one, right? Which I've seen people selling stuff that they don't really care about, right? So stop it. And then love in your environment. We got to get rid of the toxic people. So my starter husband was the negative Nelly, right? La, la, la. And then there's people, sometimes it's our significant other, sometimes it's a brother, sister, mom, dad, that's like, why don't you go back and get a job? What are you thinking? You're not going to make a lot of money that. Or who are you to charge $500 an hour? Oh my God, who's going to pay that? Right? Those are not supportive thoughts and things. But people they stick around those people that do that to them all the time. You know how that just wears on your entrepreneurial energy, and it just tears you down. You've got to keep a bubble. Like it's better just to like say, you know what, I'm busy this weekend. Why don't you go see so-and-so instead? Or, I'll catch you at Thanksgiving and we'll see you once a year or something like that. If you can. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you not to see your relatives, but sometimes you got to not see your relatives.
Right.
And then the 4th love is love with a significant other, because I think if you're just happy, exuberant in love, there's nothing stopping you, because people just want to be around you. You just, shine that light and they want to be around you. So you got to, I think, I don't care if you think a man's not a plan or whatever your excuse is, I think at some point everybody wants to be loved. So.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. Well, and especially, when you're talking about who you're surrounding yourself with, one of the things that throughout my journey of transformation has been, who am I being around? And the first thing it's not like I'm doing it on purpose when I make friends, but I'm very aware of their behaviors. And I always step back and ask myself, especially if I notice any kind of defensiveness or upset, anything that I would feel disempowered by, and just first off, see if it's over here with me and what is it that I need to work on to, move forward in my own life. However, sometimes it's just so obvious, those people, like you said, the naggy Nellies and all those people, because they really, they're a mirror of either who you are not dealing with in yourself, or you're projecting on them.
Yeah.
So I really love that part, especially. And then you're right, you've got to love yourself no matter what. And it takes practice, because I know when I was growing up, I think you just kind of learn that you're taking care of everybody else's needs before your own. And then you're left drained. And boy, is that an awakening when you when you realize, oh my gosh, I have my own needs. So that's really awesome. I love that. And that's
Yeah.
called Love Yourself Successful. What a great title. So and then you've been on Oprah and Friends on the XMRadio network. So did you like talk with Oprah?
No, I didn't talk with Oprah. So I met her. So I did this crazy thing at a conference one year. They were doing this live auction from stage where they were giving away trips to things. And one of them, and then, you know, people were spending anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 on these trips, but the money was going to a nonprofit and all this stuff. So, you know, it was good. So the first year I was like, dang, they're spending a lot of money. I'm like, I don't have that right now. I'm like, my checkbook ain't that big. And then the next year I came back and I said, okay, I got $10,000 in case there's a really cool opportunity. I'm going to go for it. Right. I'm going to play big. And the opportunities went for way more this year. They went from 30 to 50,000. I'm like, oh crap. But what happened was I was literally, there was 4 opportunities and they all came by. And one was like, you go to the Rose Bowl and you do this and you meet these people and you meet some pretty powerful people in these trips.
Yeah.
And then they said, oh, that's it. And they said, oh, but we have one more. And then they flashed Oprah's face on the screen. And I'm like, oh my God. Oprah. Like I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what the thing package was. I had no idea. I'm just like bidding. It was like a bling. I'm like bidding, and all of a sudden I'm up to like $50,000, mind you. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
And there's a room of like 3,000 people in this conference, and it was me and this other girl way over there that I couldn't even see. It was all dark, and they had the cameras on me and the cameras on her. And then they brought us up on stage, and we both went together on the trip. We ended up both investing $50,000, mind you, for this opportunity. And it was the most I've ever invested in anything besides a house.
That's awesome.
And, but the thing was, so I was going to go and see a taping of Oprah, and I saw 2. And then I was going to meet her radio show producer and also have dinner with her, Corny Cole. And this was a few years ago. But then when I went to do the radio show, I set the intention before I went in there that I'm going to be on her radio show at some point, somebody's show. Like she had a whole series of hosts, right, in her radio network. And so I set the intention before I even got there that I was going to be a guest on one of her radio shows at some point, right? I was just going there to meet the radio show producer. I wasn't even supposed to do anything. We walk out of her office and one of the other hosts come by and says, hey, you know, my guest canceled for today. Well, who do you know? And it was like this guy, this host of the Law of Attraction show. Okay. Nice. So this was the time like of The Secret or shortly afterwards. And I'm like, well, you know, I could step in for you. I just actually set this intention, that Law of Attraction, that I was going to be on the show, and here it is. And now you got me on the show, and poop, they booked me on the show while I was there. So I went from the radio show producer's office to his recording studio, put the thing on, and did the show. And so I was live on the radio with this guy, and I can't remember the name of the host right now. It's in my blog post about it. But yeah, so that's how I got on the Oprah Radio Network as a guest, because I set the intention that I was going to be on, and I was like, it was weird. It was so
that
weird.
Is so awesome. What a great story. I love that.
And there's so much more to the story. Like people always ask me, well, did you get like $50,000 worth of it, you know, exposure and stuff? And there's a whole ripple effect of things that happened because of how big I played at that event. I went back to that event next year and spoke on stage a couple times, and I got clients from that. And yeah, it probably did bring me back $50,000 easily. But that's the point. It was opening up the doors of the opportunities and so much more. So
I love that. Yeah, I mean, if people really could just grasp the meaning of manifestation, it's a powerful tool, and we are powerful beings that can manifest these dreams that we have. And I have to say, honestly, for me, it's almost like I hit and miss, and then something will happen. I'm like, oh my gosh, I manifested that. And so it's like little tiny steps for me, but it's been awesome at the same time. As a matter of fact, I got to share this with you. So we were at the store, and my daughter, there's these new things. I don't know if you've seen them. I have a 4-year-old, and there are these balls that you can buy, and they don't know what's inside. They're called surprisables or surprise animals or something.
They're not Hatchimals?
They're kind of like that, but everything's in a ball now because it's all about the surprise.
Gotcha. Yes.
But these ones are all about animals, and she saw the picture because she loves unicorns. She saw the picture of a unicorn with her little baby unicorn. And she's like, I want that. I want that one right there. And we explained to her, well, you don't know what you're going to get. It's a surprise. So we got her one. She opens it, completely devastated that she didn't get what she wanted. So a few days later, we're at that same store again, and she's like, I want that unicorn. And so this time I was like, you know what, let's put this into practice. I said, now look at that picture and close your eyes and imagine you opening the ball and getting the unicorn that you want. And so she closes her eyes, and she's like, I go, now, what does it feel like to have that unicorn holding it? And at first she said, mad because I didn't get what I wanted. And I said, I get that. Let's try it again. Now imagine you actually got that unicorn in the ball and opening it up, and here it is, all yours. What does it feel like now? And she's like, happy. And I'm like, great. So we went into the store and we pulled all the balls out, and she's looking at them all, and I'm like, okay, now do it again. Imagine opening that ball. And so she did the whole process again. Oh my gosh, I about fell over. We got home, we waited to get home to open it, and she opened the ball. It was the unicorn.
Oh.
You should have seen the look on her face. My own and my husband were just like, are you kidding? But it was awesome. What an opportunity. Okay, enough about me.
Yeah, well, thank God it worked, because then she would have been just really devastated.
Even more devastated.
Right? I'm not buying that thing again.
But she was like, we were even thinking, well, you can get 2 of them because then you'll get 2 tries. But that, I think also probably teaching her that, we don't always get what we want right away. Yeah. And so just keep dreaming. And that's what I've been learning about. Yep.
Right.
Manifesting.
Believing I would say it'll all work out in the end. It'll all work itself out in the end. You've just got to believe and have faith. Yeah. And you still have to take the action steps though, right? So you had her take the action steps. You had her sort through the balls. Okay, which one is it going to be? This one, right? I mean, and I was like, at the radio station, I'm like, well, I could be your guest. And some people wouldn't do that. You have to take the action steps. You have to take the action steps and put yourself out on that ledge just a little bit, so that, there's a quote that one of my coaches once said. He said, if you're standing on the edge of like a cliff, you're taking up too much room. If you're standing on the edge, you're taking up too much room. Jump off, right? So,
I love that. That's awesome. So tell me about what is like the most fabulous thing that you love about what you do?
Oh, I love hearing the people's ahas, right? Oh my God, like I had no idea I could do that. Or, oh my God, that's how you do it. Perfect. Now I'm just I can get this done. Or, oh my God, I just got a new client. Or, oh my God, I made $10,000 or whatever it is. I mean, it's the realization or the understanding or the oh my gods.
Yeah, those are always juicy.
Yeah,
that's fun. Awesome. So when you're working with your people, what are some of the strategies that you help create so that they can have a more a better flow in their business? So that, because I know that you touched on systems, having systems in place, but what are some other things that you do with your people?
Well, the systems can be many different things. So it's at first it's the strategy. First, the system is actually the strategy that allows you to be more efficient, productive, profitable, whatever, right? And so we have to envision what that process is, or that step-by-step plan of whatever's going to happen. And then there could be technology involved that needs to be implemented to put that system into motion, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes it's technology, sometimes it's not. I find that a lot of people are not using their website as the hub of their business. And these days, you want to use your website as the hub of my business. My website houses so much stuff. It has probably 150 pages. It's got back end things, places for people to land and for myself to go to make things smoother. I'm using it as the hub of my business.
Yeah.
I mean, it's connected to my database and my shopping cart and everything that has to do with running my business. And most people just have a few pages up on their website and boop, it's not interactive. It's not deep. It doesn't really create a smooth running system for them. And that's really one of the biggest things I try to help them with sooner than later. Because if you get to be in manual labor chaos, then you're too busy doing manual labor chaos, admin type activities possibly, to go out and create more leads. So you're not getting in front of enough people. So you have to get in front of so many more people these days than you can imagine how many people. Yeah. So we have to make it as quickly and as efficiently as possible to touch all those people and nurture those relationships while still being personal and not cold or impersonal, but still being personal, but just doing it more efficiently.
Yeah. Awesome. I know, I think that was one of your questions you asked me on our phone call. So where's your website? So So when you're talking about the website, are you actually like helping them set it up, or do you have them just hire somebody to work with?
Well, you can certainly work with someone that you might already have. I actually built a techie team. So I built a techie team, a JumpStart Your Techie team. We do web design, web updates. We do social media, email marketing, anything technology oriented, because that's where I found that most of my clients were falling down and weren't implementing, because either they were scared of the techie, or it took too much to learn it, or they didn't know which tech to use, or they just didn't have somebody on a regular basis. So I provided a few hours here and there when they needed it for my team. So it was really, instead of telling them, well, go hire someone for 2 hours, it's really hard to hire an assistant or a tech person for just 2 hours a month or something like that, right? So being able to use my techie team for my clients, it was very efficient to getting them.
For me, I definitely, from my own experience, for those of you who do not have a website like me, I definitely would have to agree with you that I spend a lot of time with the back end stuff, and I don't have a website, but I have like the platform I use is Optimize Press and WordPress, and I have access to like create a website, but I just don't want to go there and build it or any of that stuff. I've already just figured out what I need to use for what I use it for. And then, but it's always floating in the back of my mind. You get a website. And then you bring it up and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a sign.
Well, because you're so much more trustworthy with a website, right? And if you're going to run any kind of business online or virtually, you just have to go beyond and establish so much more trust and credibility in yourself, because it's not as easy as if we met you locally at a networking event.
True.
The trust and connection is faster when you meet in person. So when people are meeting you virtually and they're seeing you, you gotta, no offense, you gotta make sure you have good everything around you has to be, whether it's your site, your videos, your how you look. I mean, what you're saying on your website, what your testimonials read like, everything is their first impression.
Wow.
And you can blow a first impression just like you can blow it in person, but online it's like people don't give you a second chance.
No. Yeah. That makes sense. Totally makes sense. So what is your least favorite thing about what you do?
Oh, goodness. That's an interesting question. You know, knock on wood, to when technology problems occur, right? Like, oh my gosh, right? Mercury in retrograde, whatever's happening when things don't go the way they're supposed to go or work the way they're supposed to work, that drives me absolutely insane.
Nice.
And slows me down tremendously. And then I get frustrated. And then I want to, I delegate as much as I can. So, but every once in a while I'm on a deadline and I got to get this done. And then boop, it disappears or something. And you're like,
oh my goodness. Yep. I know that. That would have to be my least favorite as well.
Yeah. So
nice. Well, I love that you have you have a techie team and then you're also, coaching these business owners. I mean, it sounds like you have a whole setup where you really dive in to take some of that workload off of people's backs that are business owners. And I think that's fabulous. And why would you recommend people have a business coach?
Oh my God, for every other reason that we've been talking about, right? Because you don't know what you don't know. You need to be shown, like, people come to me, oh, I was going to use this for email marketing. I'm like, don't use that program. It's horrible. You want to use this one over here. Like, that decision alone could save you months of heartache and frustration, as well as hundreds of dollars if you get into the wrong thing. Just some little tweak or decision that you get input on could mean the world to your results. So it's hiring someone like me, whether it's me or somebody else, but be careful because not all business coaches know about so many different things as I do. And I'm not just saying that they don't.
Yeah,
and
no.
But it's that constant course correction. It's those small little tweaks that can make a huge difference that will speed up your revenue producing business models so much faster. It'll just,
nice.
Yeah.
What would be some of the questions that you would recommend someone if they weren't, it sounds like I would love, for people to call you, but what would be some questions that you would tell them to ask to make sure that they don't land someone who's just, a phony? I don't want to say a complete phony because they probably are knowledgeable. But how do you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of phonies out there, honestly. And some of them look really snazzy because they've got great marketing, great websites, but they're not making that much money. And if they're teaching you how to make money with the thing, I made 6 figures in a weekend. Okay, and that's really all they've made, like they haven't done it again. They did it once, and now they're teaching it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, you don't have a system for duplicating that on a consistent basis. That's a problem, right? So you've got to dig deeper. And I would say at this point, you got to not only just read testimonials and watch the testimonial videos on someone's website, but you might even go a step further in contacting those people. Mm-hmm. And because we used to do that in jobs, they used to check your references. Yeah. But nowadays we just trust the stuff on the website. And sometimes if you noticed, I'm very intuitive with this and I really look for red flags and things like that. And not a lot of people do. And in the beginning, I didn't know to do this either, frankly.
Yeah.
But you can see, if you see someone's website and they have the same 3 testimonials on every page of their website, guess what? They have 3 testimonials. And if they're a big, you know what I mean? Like, where's the rest of them?
That's a good tip. Yeah, no kidding. I never would have thought of that.
Website, then you get a problem. And because credibility and trust is high up there on the internet, right?
Yeah.
That you really need to verify. They should be sharing that they're making money. Some people will disclose that, some people won't. Like if I asked my coach right now, he'd probably tell me how much money he's making. But I know, because I can do the math of how many people are paying him and how much he made at his event and all that kind of stuff. So I can do the math. And I know he doesn't hire as many people as me and delegate, so he keeps a lot of his money. But if you can't tell, or if you don't know, you should ask. You should ask if they're making money, especially if they're teaching you to make money. Now, if they're teaching you how to be a fitness, how to lose weight, and they're a fitness trainer, yet they're 200 pounds overweight, then maybe that's not the right fitness trainer. I don't know. I'm just guessing. So,
yeah. That's awesome. No, that's a really great tip. I never would have thought of that about the testimonies. Especially if they're, using them. Wow. So we're just about to end the show here. What are some ways that people could connect with you or to find out more about what you're up to in life?
Well, the website, it's got a lot of stuff on it. You can get lost there. Some people do, and they watch all my videos and all that kind of stuff. And there's a whole bunch of free stuff. I'm all about free first, then pay. So you can go check me out. You can watch some videos. You can listen to some free audios. You can do that, but then make a decision. Either I'm going to be your girl and you need to come to a phone call and let's see how I can help you get jump started, or move on. It's fine. It's fine. Either way, but make a decision. Don't just linger there in free land and stalk me. I have people, I guess it's okay. You can watch me. If you're the one that takes a while to make a decision, you can watch for a little bit, but the longer it takes you to make a decision, the longer it's going to take you to be more successful and make more money and stop working so hard. So money follows speed. Money follows speed. And so make decisions quicker as an entrepreneur and you will see results faster. And we don't just say that to move you through the sales process faster.
Right.
It's true.
No, and actually, it's very true. You just brought up a point. I just did an interview for my summit and oh my gosh, it was a very mind-blowing interview for me anyway. But it's one of the belief systems is restriction. And that's actually a form of an old program that it's procrastination, but it totally gave me a different view of what procrastination really is. And it's people that they might not make a decision because they're motivated and they're excited and they're ready to jump aboard and start doing whatever they need to do. And then then they're like, and they have all the knowledge to make a choice or to make that decision. But then the old program jumps in and says, no, don't do that. Remember what happened before the last time you tried to go, step outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
He explained it so beautifully. It was mind-blowing because in the end, the impact, and this is what really made a huge difference in my decision-making, was in the end, you look at the impact that it has on you not making that decision. And my impact for me was it impacts my role modeling for my daughter or my other older adult children. And it impacts me wanting to retire my husband so that he could start his ranch. Remember why you're doing it in the first place.
Yeah. Well, and you made a good point. People will sit and justify the fact why they're not making a decision today. Well, there's a higher power and I've got to sit with it and I've got to, meditate on it. And then when I get the answer, I'll come back to you. Well, there's something in that, but some people also take that to the extreme and use it as an excuse to not make a decision. And that is not going to get you anywhere. I don't care how religious or how much you believe in God, but that is not going to help your cause.
Right.
To do that.
Yeah. It's like you said, getting on the edge of that cliff, you're taking space, jump.
Yeah.
It's just do it. And that's beautiful. I absolutely love that. Awesome. So let's see. I just want to make sure I covered everything here. Oh,
Well, I
yeah.
said the website, but I didn't say the actual website. So it's
It'll actually be,
jumpstartyourmarketing.com. Yeah.
yep. Oh, go
There you
ahead.
go.
Say it again.
JumpStartYourMarketing.com. And it's much more than marketing there. But yeah,
Awesome.
go there. There's a bunch of stuff you can check out. And I'm happy to have a conversation. You just have to jump through a few hoops first.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I want to thank you, Katrina, for being on my show today. I value your time and what you're contributing to people in the business world. And just thank you for being here today. And I want to thank the listeners. And I would love to hear your feedback, or if you have any comments or questions that you'd like to ask, you can also go to my Facebook page, A New Day with Susan, and Katrina's information will be posted right there along with her links so that you can connect with her and maybe ask her some questions and pick her brain.
Yeah. Well, private message me if you're going to go there, because I get so many notifications that I can't see them all. So, yeah.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you,
Awesome.
Katrina.
Thanks, Susan.